What if I told you that your slow metabolism isn't actually slow at all? That everything you've been told about metabolism after 40, 50, and 60 is mostly wrong? And that there are 6 specific levers that can completely transform how your body burns fat, builds muscle, and produces energy starting today. I'm Dr. Anthony Balduzzi, founder of the Fit Father Project, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact metabolic health formula that I've used to help over 60,000 men in over 100 countries lose fat, get fit, and improve their health from the inside out. First, let's start with the truth. Metabolic health is not just about your weight. It's not even just about diabetes or blood sugar control. Think of it like this. Your metabolism is your body's engine, and metabolic health is how efficiently that engine runs. When your metabolism is healthy, you have stable blood sugar throughout the day, healthy blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. I'm going to give you the exact ranges too at the end of this video. You have good insulin sensitivity, meaning when you eat carbohydrates, you release insulin and your cells actually respond to that insulin and maintain stable blood glucose levels. This is opposed to insulin resistance, meaning your cells do not respond well to insulin, leading to chronically elevated blood glucose, decreased fat burning, which increases your chances of developing diabetes and heart disease. No bueno. Metabolic health also means you have low visceral fat. That's the dangerous fat deep around your organs that releases inflammatory chemicals. But here's what most people don't realize. Metabolic dysfunction is the root cause of almost every major disease that we face as we age. Heart disease, it's driven by metabolic dysfunction. Type 2 diabetes, obviously metabolic. Cancer, studies now show that metabolic syndrome increases the risk of certain cancers by over 50%. Even Alzheimer's, which researchers now call type 3 diabetes, is linked to poor metabolic health. So when we fix your metabolism, you're not just losing belly fat, which will happen, we're literally adding years to your life and life to your years. And the best part, you have way more control over this than you may think. Now, let me show you the 6 research-proven levers that you can pull to dramatically improve your metabolic health today. Lever 1, food quality and calorie control. The quality of what you eat matters even more than how much you eat. There's a famous NIH study where they took 2 people and fed them either ultra-processed foods versus whole foods. They aimed to have participants eat the same number of calories, the same macros, and the same fiber, except the people eating the processed foods ate 500 more calories per day without even realizing it. They gained weight. In the whole food group, they naturally ate less and they lost weight because whole foods are full of the nutrients that tell your brain and body that you're full, that you've had enough food. Ultra-processed foods, they hijack your hunger signals. They're designed to make you overeat. And these foods are engineered to taste good with added sugars, artificial flavorings, and inflammatory oils. And almost all these foods are high in empty calories, meaning they give you plenty of carbs and fats without actually giving you the vitamins and minerals that your metabolism really needs. Base your eating plan around real whole foods: meat, fruit, veggies, eggs, dairy, single ingredient foods you can look at and you know exactly what they are. And when constructing your meals, our perfect plate method makes this super simple. Fill half your plate with vegetables you like. My favorites are salad greens, steamed broccoli, or asparagus. The next quarter of your plate, have a quality protein, around 6 ounces, which yields around 40 grams of protein per meal. And the final quarter of your plate, fill with healthy carbs or fats based on your preference. If you want carbs, this can be sweet potato, quinoa, rice, or squash. If you prefer fats, just add an avocado to your meal. Lever 2, strategic carbohydrate timing. When you eat carbs matters just as much as how many you eat. Your body is more sensitive to insulin earlier in the day and less sensitive at night, especially after your melatonin kicks in around 3 hours before bed. And studies show that the same meal eaten at breakfast versus that same meal eaten at dinner causes a completely different blood sugar response. Dinner spikes your glucose way higher, and high blood glucose at night can negatively impact your sleep, which harms your metabolic health. So here's what to do. Have the majority of your carbs earlier in the day, or even better, post-workout, when your muscles are hungry for sucking up glucose. For most guys and gals over 40, keeping your carbs around 100 to 150 grams per day is reasonable, smart, allows you to eat a wide variety of foods, and still leads to good glucose control. Lever 3, protein at every meal. Protein is your metabolic superpower. And here's what's wild. When you eat protein, your body burns up to 30% of those calories just digesting and processing it. It's called the thermic effect of food, and it's particularly high for protein. So you're literally burning calories by eating protein. Protein keeps you full for hours, helping you naturally eat less throughout the day, and it tastes great. So aim for about 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. Spread it across your meals. So for most people, this is around 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal. This one change alone, more protein, will transform your body composition. Lever 4, high intensity training. Now, walking is great for longevity and mood. And steady state cardio has its place for cardiovascular benefits. But if you want to boost your metabolism and burn fat more efficiently, you need to do some high intensity work. When you do high intensity interval training or metabolic resistance training like we teach inside our Fit Father and Fit Mother programs, the energy demand on your muscles is so great. You're burning through glucose and your body produces lactate. Now, lactate used to be thought of as just a waste molecule, but now we know it's actually a signaling molecule. It tells your muscles, hey, we need more glucose transporters, we need more mitochondria, we need to get better at burning fat and producing more energy. And here's the kicker. The metabolic boost that you get after this type of training can last for 24 to 48 hours after a workout. So you're burning calories all day long, even while you sleep. High intensity training gives you a metabolic upgrade. Now, my favorite protocol is metabolic resistance training, which combines strength training exercises in a circuit with minimal rest. You get the muscle building benefits of squats and rows and shoulder press with the cardio and the metabolic boost. 3 sessions a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're constantly in a fat burning state. This is a game changer. Lever 5, meal timing and fasting. When you eat, not just how much you eat, matters tremendously. Remember that melatonin thing I mentioned? Your pancreas actually has melatonin receptors. When melatonin rises at night, it literally tells your pancreas to quiet down and stop producing as much insulin. So if you're eating late at night, after your melatonin kicks in, your body can't process the food properly. Your blood sugar stays elevated, you store more fat, you have worse sleep. The fix? Stop eating at least 3 hours before bedtime. And if you want to take it further, try time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting, where you have all your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window. And here's the bonus. Short fasts, up to 24 hours, even up to 3 to 4 days, actually increases your metabolic rate. Your body actually ramps up your metabolism to maintain core temperature. So fasting, at least in the short term, doesn't slow down your metabolism, it actually boosts it. Lever 6, sleep and recovery. Just one night of bad sleep makes you insulin resistant. 3 nights of losing just 1 hour of sleep increases your fasting insulin, raises your blood sugar, and decreases insulin sensitivity by 30%. That's the equivalent of going from healthy to pre-diabetic in just 3 nights of poor sleep. And it gets worse. Poor sleep increases ghrelin, your hunger hormone, and it decreases leptin, your satiety hormone. So you're hungrier and you can eat so much more junk food and you can't burn fat as efficiently. The fix? Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. And I get it, you're busy like me, but we need to make this a priority and try to have a good evening routine. Here's some of my best sleep tips. Good sleep starts in the morning. Get bright light exposure in the morning, around 30 minutes. This helps set your circadian rhythm. And obviously avoid the artificial blue light at night from screens in your phone around 2 to 3 hours before bed. Keep your room cooler and dark and stop eating 3 hours before bed. See how this all connects? And if you've been struggling, consider cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia or some meditation. Anything that helps you really look at your ruminating thoughts and the stuff that's keeping you up late at night. There's an emotional component to good sleep too that we need to address with some proper inner work. Now let's talk about how to actually use this and apply this into your life practically. Because here's the thing, information without action does nothing for your health. So here's your action plan. Step 1, assess your baseline levels. I recommend you get these numbers. First, waist circumference. This should be less than half of your height. Fasting glucose in the morning without eating, under 100 milligrams per deciliter. HbA1c, under 5.7%. And triglyceride to HDL ratio, under 2 to 1. Blood pressure, around 120/80. And if you're off on any of these, it's okay, but you do have some work to do. And now you have some tangible, objective metrics to work on. Step 2, pick your top 3 levers. Don't try to change everything at once, that never works. My recommendation is to start right here. 1, protein at every meal. This is easiest and it has a huge impact. Stop eating 3 hours before bed, which is a simple rule with massive results. Add 2 to 3 high-intensity workouts per week. This is a metabolic game changer. And consider doing a longer fast, like a 24-hour fast once a week. This can really help with your insulin sensitivity. Step 3, track and adjust. Your body will tell you what's working. Is your energy up? Is your sleep better? Is your blood markers improving? Then you know you're on the right track. I recommend you retest your lab levels every 3 to 6 months and measure yourself and weigh yourself on a regular basis to have good, consistent structure. Now let me paint you a picture of what great metabolic health looks like laid out on a daily plan. In the morning, wake up, rehydrate with 20 to 32 ounces of water, and get 30 minutes of light exposure if possible, and go for a walk if you're able to as well. When you have your first meal, focus on healthy fats and protein, like a 3-egg omelet with some berries, with some black coffee or green tea, and maybe a half avocado. For lunch, focus on that perfect plate concept, big salad, grilled chicken, maybe add in some olives and some walnuts, and maybe a small sweet potato. Also, throw in some fermented foods early in the day. Things like sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir. Probiotics are so important. And whenever you strength train, whenever you can get exercise in is perfect. And after you train is a perfect time to eat. For dinner, I recommend doing something like a perfect plate again. I can see something like wild salmon, steamed broccoli, and some quinoa. And then you're done eating by around 6:30 to 7 p.m. This gives you around 3 solid hours before bed, and then a really nice sleeping window. You're getting high protein in every meal, you're timing your carbs post-workout, and front-loading them earlier in the day. That's metabolic health in action. If you want my help with my team's health, you want exact meal plans, exact workouts, and the exact daily system that we've used to help create these results from thousands of people all over the world using our programs to lose fat, improve metabolic health, and keep it off, we have our programs linked below. We're gonna walk you through this step by step. Zero guesswork, zero information overload, just a proven system that works. And hey, if you found this video valuable, if you appreciate the work that I do, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We drop videos like this every single week to make sure that you can live healthier, longer, and stronger for your family. We are the Fit Father Project and the Fit Mother Project. This is what we do. Thanks for being here. This is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi signing off. I am in your corner. Your greater metabolic health is right around the corner too. I'm excited to see the kind of gains that you make with this information.